SEP audio subcarrier 6.8. This is Spanish SEP subcarrier 6.8. This is KCAL and the Los Angeles Raiders Football Network on the Spanish SEP audio subcarrier 6.8. This is Spanish SEP subcarrier 6.8. This is KCAL and the Los Angeles Raiders Football Network on the Spanish SEP audio subcarrier 6.8. This is Spanish SEP subcarrier 6.8. This is KCAL and the Los Angeles Raiders Football Network on the Spanish SEP audio subcarrier 6.8. This is Spanish SEP subcarrier 6.8. This is KCAL and the Los Angeles Raiders Football Network on the Spanish SEP audio subcarrier 6.8. This is Spanish SEP subcarrier 6.8.
Long bombs and fast receivers have always been a trademark of the Oakland Raiders. But under new head coach Mike White, it's the Raiders' rushing game that has stunned their opponents. Strengthened by the addition of Derek Fenner and rookie Napoleon Kaufman, along with the talents of returning veterans Harvey Williams and Calvin Jones. This young and gifted core of running backs has averaged nearly 5 yards a carry. Now many believe that the Raiders are the team to beat in the AFC West this year. Today they face a young team on the rise in the AFC East, the New England Patriots. Led by quarterback Drew Bledsoe, the Patriots have struggled much of the preseason, and now they'll face their toughest test to date when they go head-to-head with the Oakland Raiders. Live from Stanford Stadium, it's NFL preseason action. Two teams expected to contend for the AFC Championship this year. The Oakland Raiders taking on the New England Patriots. Hi, everyone, and welcome to week number 4 of the preseason as it's the Raiders and the Patriots getting together here at Stanford Stadium. I'm Rich MAROTTA along with legendary NFL head coach Hank STRAM. And Hank, this is it, preseason finale for the Silver and Black. What will be their approach tonight, do you think?
Well, every game they play, they have a specific plan. The first game, for example, they wanted to improve their running game. They ran for 182 yards. The second game, they wanted to open the game with a passing attack, which they did. The third game, they opened with a no-huddle offense and wanted to test that, which they did. This week, they're going to try to balance their offense with run and the pass, and I think they're going to be ready to play their first regular season game next week against the San Diego Chargers.
Well, so far they're 2-1 in the preseason. The New England Patriots 1-2. Each team hoping it can put together the whole package here tonight going into next week's season opener. We'll be back with all the exciting play-by-play action as the Oakland Raiders take on the New England Patriots. Raiders preseason football. New England.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Raiders edition of Game Day, the official NFL game program, is on
Hi.
here in the stadium now. Get your copy of this historic souvenir of the Oakland Raiders' first season back in Northern California.
What's that? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. You hear it all right? All right, who do we got out there?
I'm talking to you. Can you hear me?
You can just turn it over yourself. If you want.
Huh? That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, pushing it all the way down. Can't you hear me? 22 and 32.
I'm pushing it down. If it doesn't work.
Push down to talk. Push down to talk and then let up.
One, two.
Where are we? 22 and 32? Phil Yaw and Megat, right? From beautiful Stanford University, one of the magnificent educational institutions in the United States, it's time for the final preseason game of the 1995 campaign, as tonight the Oakland Raiders take on the New England Patriots. You're looking at Jeff Jager, who's ready to kick for Oakland as New England won the toss of the coin. Jager in his 9th year in the National Football League, 6th year with the Raiders. And as we take a look at the kick returners for New England, Dave Meggett, number 22, always dangerous anytime he gets his hands on the football. And Dino Filio, a youngster who is trying to impress head coach Bill Parcells and make this football team. Jager approaches the ball, and here we go. It will be Meggett. Middle return, and look out. Lane up the left side. Jager trying to get him, he cuts back. Exactly what we told you about Dave Meggett, 74-yard kick return.
And that's the first time he's returned a kick in preseason for New England. Watch how decisive he is. He catches the ball right at the numbers, got the ball away from pressure, puts it in the other arm. A big hole, which means that the Raiders did not stay in their lanes. They created a big hole. He shifts the ball to the left side, makes a cut back to the inside, back outside. A fantastic run by Meggett. What a run and what a return for him, and what a way to open the season for him as far as his specialty teams are concerned for the New England Patriots.
There you saw Patrick Bates making the tackle on Dave Meggett, and Patrick Bates, I believe, is the injured player. No, it looks like Jeff Jager who's down on the ground. It is Jager who is down. Look for Jager, number 18.
Watch Jager, 18. Nobody touched him. It looked like it's hard to tell what happened. If that would have happened on synthetic turf, they've been talking about the fact that the synthetic turf created a problem. Here they did it on grass. Nobody touched him, and he fell down. What happened, I don't know.
But he is being helped off the field. We'll await a report on Jeff Jager, but that could be disastrous news for the Raiders, because Jager has been brilliantly consistent for the Raiders for a number of years. Jager had some minor injury problems as he's helped off by H. Rod Martin, the Raiders head trainer, and head coach Mike White also there. There's Drew Bledsoe, who will put the New England offense into operation at the 28-yard line. A completed pass to fullback Sam Gash. Pat Swilling makes the tackle. Out of bounds after a gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Drew Bledsoe, the quarterback, coming off a Pro Bowl season in which he threw nearly 700 passes. An amazing year in which he completed 400 passes, 58%. You take a look at it there. Look at that yardage total. Over 4,500 yards. Curtis Martin, the ball carrier. And down to the 20-yard line. He'll be 2 yards short of a first down, 3rd and 8.
And they like Martin very much. He's right for 98 yards in preseason, and they hope that he's going to be the guy they're looking for to help run their running game.
Well, they need help. It's Martin and Gash in the backfield, Brisby and Moore at the wideouts, Ben Coates the tight end, Armstrong, Cratch, Dellenbach, Rucci, and Lane across the front line. 3rd and 2. Meggett smacked into hard by Albert Lewis, but somehow he kept his feet and struggled forward for the first down. Lewis had him dead to rights and didn't bring him down.
Well, he didn't wrap him up. He made good contact, but he didn't wrap him up. And that's what happens if you don't use your arms. Watch him bounce off here. Got a lot of room on the flat. Now watch, he's in a good position, but he doesn't wrap him up. He hits him with a shoulder, but doesn't use his arms, and as a result, he bounces off and makes extra yardage on that pass reception.
They stay in a 2 wide receiver set at 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. And obvious motion there, and Jerry Ball trying to jump back onside, and we'll see if he was in fact drawn off or whether he'll be called for the penalty.
And this is one area where they've improved dramatically
Before the ball
from a penalty standpoint.
Encroachment number 93. The defense, 5 yards, still first down.
Well, they do call it on Jerry Ball. They fell back a little last week, though, Hank. They were called for quite a few of those penalties.
Well, that's right. They had only 3 in their first 2 games, 3 in one game, 3 in the second, had 13 last week. And Jerry Ball likes to get the hug the line of scrimmage as much as he can to get a jump.
He's offside.
1st and 5 now. Curtis Martin waltzes into the end zone for a touchdown, New England. And lightning strikes quick here at Stanford Stadium in the form of Bledsoe to Martin for a Patriot touchdown.
I couldn't tell who was responsible. I saw Anderson coming into the picture. Whether he was responsible for that coverage or not, I don't know. But there wasn't anybody around there. Somebody had to blow the coverage and do a kind of a job they should have done.
Point after is good. It took the Patriots only a minute 55 to hit pay dirt. 7-0 New England. This is Raiders football. There's Mike White, who's got a lot on his mind right now. The injury to Jeff Jager, the fact that the Raiders give up an early touchdown. They looked a little shell-shocked after that 74-yard kick return by Meggett.
Yeah, that's right. And, of course, they did such a good job in the first 2 games, and they gave up a lot of yardage on especially teams that second time we saw them play.
Let's see what the Raiders do on their kick return. This is Harvey Williams, and he's not going anywhere. Nothing open for Harvey along the left side. Brought out of bounds at the 17-yard line where the Raiders will put it in to operation 1st and 10.
Here's a look at that last touchdown play. Now Martin Jones is on the inside. Normally he would be the guy that would be picking up Martin in the flat, but he looked like he was, I don't know what, he got to the line of scrimmage and didn't look like he saw him go out of the backfield. As a result, Anderson had to come over and try to make the play. Impossible for him to do that, and they get a touchdown.
Hostetler, you just saw his numbers starting at quarterback. Raiders have both wide receivers to the right side, and this is Harvey Williams. The Raiders open in a 2-back set here with Williams and Fenner. All right, we'll take a look at how the Raiders line up now to start the game offensively. Williams and Fenner in the backfield. Tim Brown, Rocket Ismail at the wideouts. Andrew Glover at the tight end spot. Gerald Perry, Steve Wisniewski, Dan Turk in the middle. Kevin Gogan and Greg Skrepanek on the right side. Don Mosbar had hoped to at least come here. The Raiders center, whom Turk is replacing, had hoped to come here today to attend the game, but was unable to. He needed further surgery on his eye. We wish Don the best, of course, once again. Here's Williams. Not much there up the left side. We'll bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Raiders. Willie McGinnis made the tackle, and Chris Slade, the 2 outside linebackers. So we take a look at how the defense lines up for New England. Tim Roberts, Reggie White, Troy Barnett across the front. They operate out of a 3-4. Outside backers are McGinnis and Slade, who combined for that last tackle. Vincent Brown, a really good one, along with a youngster, Ted Johnson, on the inside. The corners are Ricky Reynolds and Maurice Hurst, Myron Guyton, and Terry Ray man the safety positions. 3rd and 2 now for the Raiders. Tim Brown sets up along the right side. Rocket Ismail's out there as well. Sack. Down goes Hostetler early. Things broke down quickly there, and it's Chris Slade who really knows how to get after a quarterback. This youngster here, Slade, is a relentless pass rusher, Hank.
Yeah, he's tremendous. He really is one of the very best in the National Football League, and they really put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Hostetler had no chance whatsoever to step up into the pocket, even throw the football. Complete collapse on the offensive line.
Here's Gossett's punt. That's Meggett back. Meggett fields it at the 31. Stumbles forward to about the 38-yard line. 50-yard punt, 8-yard return by Dave Meggett. We've got 11 minutes exactly to play in the first quarter. It's the New England Patriots 7, the Oakland Raiders nothing. This is Raiders football.
Back on Hostetler.
1st and 10 for New England now at the 38-yard line. Bledsoe with a late handoff to Curtis Martin. And the Raiders swarm tackle him at the 40-yard line after a gain of 2. It will be 2nd and 8. In the tackle for Oakland, Patrick Bates, Greg Biekert, Mike Jones. Defense for the Raiders now. Defensive line, Nolan Harrison, Jerry Ball, Chester McLaughlin, and Pat Swilling. There are the backers, Fredrickson, Biekert, and Jones.
McDaniel and Lewis in the defensive corners. Eddie Anderson, Patrick Bates at the safeties. Sam Gash hit behind the line of scrimmage, stumbles back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there. There appeared to be some movement and penalty flags down. McLaughlin and Swilling making the tackle on Sam Gash. The Patriots were 10-6 last year. They won their last 7 games. They made it into the playoffs where they lost to the Cleveland Browns. We take a look at that motion before the play.
Harrison was offside. Defensive left hand, number 74.
Defense, 5 yards, still 2nd down.
Well, they gave it the old college call there. Offsides on the defense. That makes it now 2nd and 3 for New England. Curtis Martin, nice move at the line of scrimmage. Up to the midfield stripe, across it, 1st down New England. Patrick Bates makes the tackle, and Curtis Martin, they're really hoping, Hank, can step up and make a contribution here to their running game, and it needs help.
He's a rookie for the University of Pittsburgh, 5'11", 203. He missed the last 9 games of his season last year because of an injury, and he comes in here and got off to a great start, and they hope that he's going to do a good job for the New England Patriots.
Will Moore was the man in motion. Bledsoe pumps, then throws. Incomplete. Intended for Ben Coates. Bledsoe doesn't take many sacks. He gets rid of that ball pretty quick if he feels the pressure coming, Hank.
Yeah, we get some pretty good pressure here. He moves a little bit to his right, and Harrison comes in the outside and disturbs the throw as he tried to get the ball into the flat area.
2nd and 10, ball on the Raider 49. Quick release from Bledsoe, but he threw it behind his intended receiver, who was Vincent Brisby. Bledsoe really can get rid of that football fast. He makes very quick decisions, Bledsoe.
Well, that was a 3-step drop, and anytime you take a 3, you get rid of the ball very quickly, which he did in that last play. Swilling, it looked like, also was in, providing a good pass rush on the play.
You see that list of
56,
300 and 400-yard games that he had last year, and he was on his way to 4,555 yards. Amazing. 3rd down. Long count from Bledsoe. Good protection this time. He's got Ben Coates. Eddie Anderson makes the tackle, but it's another New England 1st down and a 17-yard pickup from Bledsoe to Ben Coates. This is some terrific tight end right here. He caught 96 passes last year.
He's coming across. He was lined up on our left side. Coming across to his left is open. The ball is thrown right. Here you see him going down and breaking across the middle. Obviously, it's a zone defense. He gets across into the middle open area and makes a nice catch and makes good yardage on the play.
Martin tackled behind the line of scrimmage by Greg Beekert. Beekert got excellent penetration and just immediately blew that play away. 7-0 Oakland. 8.5 minutes to play, 1st quarter. They scored quickly, set up by a 74-yard kick return from Dave Meggett. Took him 4 plays to go 28 yards. Ben Coates, that 96 receptions, set an NFL record for tight ends, breaking Todd Christensen's record of 95. Curtis Martin with a nice nifty move there. Eddie Anderson makes the tackle at the 28-yard line. Martin had kind of a tough week last week, and Eddie Anderson is limping off the field, going directly to the sideline. So Anderson goes out, and Joe King will come in now to replace him.
And Joe King has done very well in preseason. I like him very much. He's a very good tackler, a good tough kid back in the secondary.
Third and 5. Will Moore in motion. Plenty of time to scan the field. Now it breaks down. He manages to get it off. It's Sam Gash. He's down to the 11-yard line before Patrick Bates brings him down. Another 17-yard pickup for New England. And that was a bit of Houdini work by Bledsoe because he looked for sure as though he was going to be caught behind the line.
I've never seen him play before, but he sure is a real deal. Swilling was rushing tough to the outside. McClintock come in inside and put some pressure on him, but in spite of that, he still got rid of the ball in good shape.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line now. Split backs this time. Here comes McLaughlin offside. And immediately the finger pointing begins. Hank, when you were head coach, did you instruct the players in finger pointing during your classroom sessions?
We did everything we... McLaughlin really got good pressure on that last play, but didn't get there soon enough, and he still got rid of the football.
False start. Number 11 came out of the center without the ball. 5 yards, still first down.
Well, after all that, they blamed it on Bledsoe.
Bad news for Jagger. He strained his right knee. Will not return in this game.
You just saw John Fox, the Raiders defensive coordinator, pulled over from last year's staff. There's John Fox, the coordinator. Very concerned right now because the Patriots have been moving well. Bledsoe had Sam Gash out there on the right side, and Gash is beside himself for dropping that ball. Rob Fredrickson in the defensive coverage for Oakland.
Rob Fredrickson on the coverage.
There's Gash floating out of the backfield. Fredrickson picking him up, but Gash should have had that one. From the 16-yard line now.
And Fredrickson out there pretty good shape, kind of coverage. Still should have made the catch.
2nd and 10. Delay to Martin. Boy, he twinkle toes it past a number of Raiders all the way down to the 1-yard line. Terry McDaniel finally makes the touchdown-saving tackle, a 15-yard pickup. They've had gains on this drive of 17, 17, and 15 yards, and Curtis Martin is looking terrific so far.
I tell you, he saw the opening, runs with his head up and his eyes open, took advantage of the cavity, popped through there all the way down to the 1-yard line, and I tell you, the offensive line of New England is doing a very good job of creating running room for Martin.
This New England team was last in rushing in the NFL last year. They marked it at the 2. Touchdown, Patriots, Ben Coates. And Drew Bledsoe has the New England Patriots cooking right off the bat here tonight. They've come down and scored twice in the first, less than 10 minutes of this football game, and they lead the Raiders 13-0.
Watch the play action fake again. Not much of a fake, really, but he sets up quickly, gets rid of the ball nicely. Touchdown for the New England Patriots, and they made that drive look easy.
And now Matt Barr to attempt the extra point. He can still boot it. It is good, and New England has raced off to a 14-0 lead. This is Raiders football. That should be some tremendous excitement. That is not a tremendous sight for the Raiders. Seeing Jeff Jagger there on the sidelines, his knee packed in ice. Here's Harvey Williams with the kick return for Oakland. Brought down at the 20-yard line by Terry Wiggum. So the Raiders are going to have to pull themselves together now as we take a look at Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells, in his 3rd year coaching the New England Patriots, has had a brilliant career. Coached the New York Giants, of course, before that. Look at the difference in the 2 years that he has coached.
And the challenge now is going to be to reach that next echelon of performance. Winning 10 games is quite an achievement, and winning more than that with this team is going to be a real challenge.
You know, he had a similar first 2 years with the New York Giants, and you saw where he brought them. Here's Harvey Williams. Snowed under in the backfield. Reggie White making the tackle on Harvey Williams. There you see Reggie. Reggie White is often described as not that Reggie White, but the other Reggie White.
Watch Reggie White now, number 90. Look at this. Here comes the ball carrier over here, Williams. And watch Reggie, number 90, gets penetration and makes the tackle. Terrific play by Reggie White.
Lots of
315 pounds.
2nd and 15 now. Raiders go to a 3-wide receiver set. Glover out of bounds at the 28-yard line, brought down by Vincent Brown. Good pickup by Glover on the play. Nice bailout there for the Raiders as they get much of that yardage back. Now they're set up at 3rd and 2. Andrew Glover, good pass-catching tight end for the Raiders. Had 33 receptions last year. Great athlete, speed, quickness.
And I think he's grown and developed a lot since a year ago, and I think he'll catch a lot more passes than he did last year, which was 33.
See what the Raiders do here on 3rd and 2 as they send Kerry Cash, a second tight end, in motion and then back again. And there's movement back there. Looked as though Hostetler might have pulled out too soon on that play. Looked like Haas was already backpedaling before the ball was snapped.
Before the ball was snapped, false starts, number 67 on the offense, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
They call it on Dan Turk. Dan Turk, 33 years old, 11th year out of Wisconsin. He's the man who replaces Don Mosbar in the starting lineup. Last year, of course, the Raiders they felt, too many penalties, and that it really cost them last year. They've wanted to make sure that's an area where they improve this season. They did certainly dramatically in the first 2 games of the preseason. Fell back last week. Hope to have it cleaned up before the regular season opener. 3rd and 7 now for Oakland. Rocket. First down Raiders. Out of bounds at the 42-yard lines. Rocket Ismail. 18-yard pickup. Hostetler to the Rocket. Terry Ray makes the tackle.
Here we see Rocket coming off the line of scrimmage. Comes off nice and square. The defensive back turns inside. He goes outside. No way in the world he can cover. By the time he responds why the ball is caught, it picks up a nice gain on the play, a 1st down.
Raiders now have the ball at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. You know, the Raiders and the New England Patriots were involved in a trade of draft choices a few years ago, where the Raiders obtained a 4th-round pick. They gave up a 4th and a 5th the following year, and it turned out to be, that's not the kind of trade you think is going to be a blockbuster trade, a trade of that kind of draft pick, but it turned out the Raiders got Rocket Ismail with that draft pick.
I'd like to see him go up on top and try to get a big one here on one of these series.
There's Derek Fenner. To complete my thought on that trade, not only did the Raiders get Rocket Ismail out of it, but New England ended up drafting Ben Coates out of it. So both teams were happy with the way that turned out.
The Raiders also want to get a good look at Fenner, who played at Seattle, then with Cincinnati. They like him very much. He's 6'3", 245, and he can make a very valuable contribution in that backfield.
Well, he carried the ball 3 times in the preseason before that for a total of 42 yards. He's the real deal, Fenner. Here's Williams. Nice hole off the right side. Raider offensive line getting to work now, Hank, and opening up some holes for their running backs.
Yeah, they got a good push on that right side that last drive. Skripnik. Watch Skripnik, the right tackle on the play, get a good push. Watch him coming off the ball. Gogan also came off the ball nicely. That's what you got to do. You got to get the pads on somebody, get a push, and blow them off the line of scrimmage. That's all it is. Sweet and simple. That's what it amounts to.
As you can see, Harvey Williams nearly gained 1,000 yards last year, even though he didn't start until the 7th game for the Raiders. You'd like to see numbers like that with a full season. He can get a lot more than that this year, perhaps.
There's another example of talent recognition. Al Davis and his group liked Harvey. He was a little hesitant at times at Kansas City. He's not as hesitant as he used to be. He's a more definitive runner, makes a decision, hits the hole without stopping or slowing down, and it makes a big difference in the way he's going to make yardage this year.
Mike White, there's Harvey Williams, who came up just short of the 1st down there. You know, you mentioned the talent recognition of Al Davis. Playboy Magazine's Danny Sheridan recently had their preview of the NFL season, and he listed the most and the least valuable owners in the NFL. We've got 2 of the 4 most valuable owners here tonight. He listed Al Davis and Robert Kraft from the New England Patriots. And they're both here, of course, tonight. Derek Fenner, first down Raiders. This is one of the reasons they got Fenner, Hank, because he's brilliant in short yardage and in goal line situations. This guy knows how to pick up that last tough yard for you.
Yeah, here you see him running straight ahead. He lowers the shoulder, and he goes through the pile and comes out the other end and makes the yardage on the play.
Raiders put out Rocket Ismail wide right, Tim Brown to the left. Fenner and Harvey Williams back in.
Up on top to Rocket.
From the 46.
There he is.
That's exactly what they're doing. Rocket goes forward and it's overthrown. Hank, excellent recognition on your part as to what was happening. What indicated to you that that was coming?
Well, the safety was coming up, which means it's one-for-one coverage on the outside. That's the thing you love to get with Rocket and the speed of the outside receivers. Yeah, watch now Reynolds. I've seen him play a lot of games, but you know, double moves on him has always been very effective. He looks like he's going to go run the outside move and then breaks up the field. He slipped in the process. Had the ball been thrown perfectly, it'd have been a touchdown.
Rocket was gone on that play. Just a little overthrown. 2nd and 10 from the 46. Jet into the Raider lineup now. 3 wide receivers set. Tim Brown to the 26-yard line. First down Raiders, and there's a guy who knows what to do with that football once he catches it.
Yeah, the great thing about him is Timmy runs the ball so well once he makes the catch. See, there he runs a crossing pattern and a shallow route look and makes a good move and picks up nice yardage on the play.
Ricky Reynolds making the tackle. It's 19 yards on the play to be exact, Hank, and the Raiders with another first down. Excellent drive going here now for the silver and black. Harvey Williams along the right side. Struggles inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Vincent Brown making the tackle.
And I think both teams are going to take a good look at their top people for about maybe the second quarter also, and even maybe the entire first half. But they want to get some rhythm and coordination with their offensive and defensive units going into the season.
Vincent Brown, just an outstanding player. He's led the Patriots. Those were last year's totals. He's led them in tackles the last 4 years. As we've seen Ismail go in motion. Ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage. He wanted to get it to Rocket Ismail, I believe, but it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and I think Tim Roberts is the guy who got his hands on the football.
So here he is back in the pocket now, and there's Roberts getting his hand on the ball. Watch Hostetler get hit late after the ball was thrown.
All right, now the Raiders face a 3rd and 7 from the 24. Again, a 3 wide receiver set for Oakland.
He got one-on-one on the outside guy again.
Hostetler to Brown. Touchdown Raiders. 23-yard touchdown pass, and the prolific combination of last year, Jeff Hostetler and Tim Brown strikes again.
Tim Brown now on the left side, one-on-one, over the top, beautiful catch around into the post. But there again, the recognition factor. You see, you get chances with one-on-one coverage. It regards where you are in the field. You have to have enough confidence in your offense to throw the ball up on top for the big play.
That was Billy Joe Hobart attempting and making the extra point for the Raiders because Jager, remember, was injured. Hobart kicks it through. It's 14-7 New England. 37 seconds to go first quarter. This is Raider football. And after the touchdown pass to Tim Brown, it was Billy Joe Hobart who kicked the extra point. Now, he's done some kicking in his career, Hank. He's a tremendous athlete. In fact, he was quite a kicker in high school, I guess. Just about perfect on point afters, good field goal kicker, good punter, and he now becomes the emergency kicker for the Raiders.
That's why it's so important to have versatility on your squad. You never know what's going to happen. You know, when I was at Purdue University, we didn't have a kicker. You know that? Alumni did all the kicking.
All right, here's the kick by Hobart. And it is fielded by Dino Filyaw. And Filyaw is brought down by Eric Ball, who's had an outstanding year in special teams so far in the preseason for Oakland.
At least Hobart got the ball up in the air, got the flaps up, got it downfield, got it off the tee. That's important.
I'm still trying to figure out that alumni kicking remark.
We'll sit down after the game and we'll talk about it. I'll explain it to you. Draw your picture.
Thank you. Now there's Hobart, and there's Jeff Jager, who doesn't look as though he's too much the worse for wear. That might be good news for the Raiders. There's McLaughlin walking around back of the line of scrimmage. Well, Chester's just going for a little stroll back there.
As big as he is, you let him do whatever he wants to do. That's what the offense probably figures.
This guy has a chance to be just a monster in this league, I think. Chester McLaughlin, Hank, he had a magnificent season last year, Pro Bowl season. Let's take a look at what happened here, Hank. He sees Bledsoe moving. Look at Chester.
Well, it looked like he had his hands under the center and then took him away, and I think that's why he jumped.
Tremendous strength, massive guy.
On the defense. 5 yards, still first down.
You know, Chester, he just stayed on the other side of the line of scrimmage. He was convinced he was going to get a call against Drew Bledsoe there. He didn't attempt to go back. He was convinced that the call would be against Bledsoe.
That's right. Let's see what Bledsoe does here. We'll get a picture over here. Now watch Bledsoe. Now look at. Now, I couldn't tell if he had his hands under the center, but he can't do that. Step away.
See how he stays there, though? Because he feels for sure that call is going to go against Bledsoe.
I think he's right in what he did.
Chester McLaughlin, he won't make too many mistakes, I'll tell you that. Top draft pick in '92. Street and Smith's guide this year said that he's destined to be the best right tackle in the AFC.
Well, he can be as great as he wants to be, that's for sure.
We'll let you know in a minute who we're talking about.
Yeah, that's something that I didn't like to do.
Oh, right. Here's Curtis Martin, who's had a big game so far for New England, and not much this time. Albert Lewis makes the tackle on him.
That time they ran at Swilling. The tight end was on his side, it looked like, and they ran inside of Swilling. This is something that people, because of his great quickness, usually if a guy's a great rusher and with great speed, he does that very well, but you neutralize that by trying to run at him and keep him on the line of scrimmage.
All right, that's the end of the first quarter of play. The Raiders appear to be on the road back after a rocky start. At the end of one, it's New England 14, Oakland 7. This is Raiders football. Get ready to start the second quarter of play. The Patriots, 2 quick touchdowns in the game. Bledsoe to Curtis Martin for 10 yards and Bledsoe to Ben Coates for another touchdown from 2 yards away. Raiders came back. Hostetler hitting Tim Brown with a 23-yard touchdown pass. And as we start the second quarter, New England has the football, 2nd and 5 at the Raiders' 37-yard line. This is Curtis Martin, who's had a big night so far, and he's adding to his big night right now. Down the right sideline, being chased and pushed out of bounds by Albert Lewis. Wow, Curtis Martin's having a huge night. It won't count, however. That was a 38-yard run, and it's going to be called back, a penalty to New England.
Watch Martin. They get a good block on Frederickson, the outside linebacker. He goes inside of him, dashes down the far sideline, and Lewis finally knocks him out of bounds. But a good hold at the point of attack.
Number 68 on the offense, 10 yards, still second out.
Now, Curtis Martin didn't play well in that game last week against Philadelphia when they were beaten 31-7, but not too many guys did play well for the Patriots in that one. Bill Parcells does not like the look of that.
And that's why they're playing. They're going to play a lot longer than maybe they would have ordinarily because they played so poorly last week. They're playing well here tonight.
Here's Curtis Martin again. Wow, he's having his best night of the preseason. Brought down by Joe King after a gain of 9 yards. It'll be actually at a gain of 14 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1. Joe King making the tackle, 4th-year player out of Oklahoma. Was with the Raiders in camp last year.
Here we see Martin again.
League opener.
And here again, the linebacker 53, Frederickson, blitzing on the play, ran right inside of that block, inside of the blitz, and picked up nice yardage on the play.
Martin over the top trying to get the first down on 3rd and close. Raiders think they stopped him.
He's already rushed 9 times for 44 yards. I tell you, he's a good-looking runner.
Not to mention his 10-yard touchdown reception.
Right.
And his 38-yard run that was called back. Now there's what Hank just told you. They're going to measure now for the first down. Martin was a 3rd-round draft pick. Coming into the game, he was only averaging 2.9 yards per carry. He's short. Hank, he didn't make it. Now Bill Parcells is a guy who loves to go for a first down at 4th and short. Let's see if he does here. He does many more times than any other coach in the NFL. And he's going to go for it, I believe.
Yeah, I think he is. As much time they're spending in the huddle, they're not going to take that time to kick. Here they come.
He loves to go for it on 4th down. Last year they made more than half of their 4th and short yardage situations. They have 3 wide receivers in.
He might even throw the ball. You never know what he's going to do.
Well, it's a passing formation. They're trying to draw the Raiders offside. Raiders wouldn't fall for it.
They didn't jump on it.
Now, they were never going to...
Well, it's worth a try.
And timeout called. He didn't have any intention of running a play there. He was trying to get the Raiders to jump. Timeout called. 13:45 to go in the first half. Patriots leading at 14-7. This is Raiders football. Went for it on 4th and short 35 times. He made it 18 times. That led the league. He's still going to go for it here on 4th and short. Still going for it. At the 42-yard line. Bledsoe straight ahead. Looks like he had it with that first surge. And it is a first down, New England. Bill Parcells, 14th NFL season, 11th year as a head coach, 3rd with the Patriots. His first year in the NFL as a head coach was back in 1983 with the Giants. He was only 3-12-1 that year. But the next year he turned him around, the same thing that he did with New England. Bledsoe under pressure, gets rid of it. Incomplete. Terry McDaniel on the coverage. The ball intended for Kevin Lee.
What?
He kind of floated that one out there.
I would have called it, but that's me.
McDaniel going up nicely. Good coverage on the part of McDaniel, who's one of the very best cover guys in the National Football League.
Joe King wraps up Curtis Martin this time. Martin's had a magnificent game so far, but the Raiders were onto him that time, and he was wrapped up quickly.
Well, we talked about that a little while ago. King is a very good tackler. An illustration of it on the last play, came up there and made the tackle.
Last season, New England averaged only 2.8 yards per carry. So although they were first in the NFL in passing, they were last in the NFL in rushing.
Bump and run. They're allowed to go up on top. There it is.
Incomplete, intended for Ben Coates. And Rod Fredrickson was there every step of the way with Ben Coates.
Yeah, they were bump and run, man-for-man coverage. He read it nicely and got the ball downfield. Watch it. Gets rid of it nicely. Takes a 5-step drop. Should have had that ball. Should have had it.
Now O'Neal will punt from his own 30-yard line. Tim Brown back for the Raiders. Fair catch made at the 20-yard line by Tim Brown. 36-yard punt, no return. 12:24 to go. When we return, the Raiders will try to get this game tied up. They trail by a touchdown. This is Raiders football. Who really can cover.
Well, here's a great illustration. He's man for man on Coates. That goes down the field, comes back just in time, turns his head, locates the ball, knocks the ball out of there. Terrific job of covering, man for man by Fredrickson.
So the Raiders have the football now, 1st and 10. They mark it on the 21-yard line after the punt. Raiders have Napoleon Kaufman in the backfield now. Jeff Hostetler still the quarterback. Rocket Ismail wide right, Tim Brown on the left side. That's Kerry Cash in motion and back again. Play action. Getting away from Roberts is Hostetler and then throws it away. Roberts was putting the big rush on him. Haas last year throwing for nearly what Ken Stabler did 15 years prior. 34 years old now, 12th year in the NFL.
And wasn't Stabler a beauty in the 2-minute drill? Boy, he got rid of the ball quickly. It was fantastic in the 2-minute drill.
Rocket and Tim Brown both on the same side this time, and Napoleon Kaufman splits out to the right. Incomplete, intended for Kaufman. Terry Ray on the coverage.
Here we see Kaufman coming off the line of scrimmage, a running back. Waited a little bit too long to throw the ball. Had he thrown the ball quicker, it'd have been a reception. Hung on to it a little bit too long.
Wade Fell kind of covered up the ball. I had to wait on the call there to see if he had dropped it or not, but he couldn't quite hang on.
You see, he was open. He had a pretty good space between the defensive back. But by the time the ball got there, they reduced that split.
Now it's 3rd and 10. Tim Brown, despite his lunge forward, he's going to be short of the first down. Ricky Reynolds making the stop on Tim Brown.
Here's Timmy breaking to the outside. Ball was a little high. In that kind of a situation, a short pattern, you got to throw it right at the number so he can turn and run and get as much out of the play as he possibly can. You lose a lot of time jumping up into the air, coming back down, and then starting all over again. And by the time that happens, hey, you don't make the yardage.
Guys had nearly 44 yards last year, a punt, despite the fact he's 38 years old. Look out now, because here comes Dave Meggett, but he calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 37-yard line. A 34-yard punt by Gossett with 11:19 to go in the first half. Raiders trailing at 14-7. This is Raiders football. There's Ricardo. Actual words coming out of Ricardo's mouth this week. All right, New England takes over. 1st and 10, 36-yard line. Bledsoe stays in there. Well, they're giving Curtis Martin a good workout today. Fredrickson makes the tackle along with Patrick Bates. 11 carries, 49 yards now for Martin in the first half.
We saw Frederickson, number 53, cover man for man a little while ago. Now you're seeing 53 come in here and make the tackle in the hole. He's down there, good position to make the tackle. Wraps him up.
On second down, it's Martin again, and brought down this time by Mike Jones, who has really, Hank, I think, distinguished himself during the course of this preseason. Many were saying that one linebacker position was a big question mark, but Jones has played very well.
Well, you know what? He's a great athlete, too. He was a fullback in high school, a Southwest High School in Kansas City. Also was an outstanding basketball player. Was on the All-Star team. Doing a terrific job as a linebacker for the Raiders.
3rd and 2. Bledsoe will throw for it. He'll throw it upfield. He's got Megan out there, and look out. Down to the 25-yard line, Joe King brings him down. And Dave Megan, Hank, is a brilliant third down player, a real specialist on third down. He can really turn the trick for the Patriots very often, I think, this year.
Now watch now. The defensive back falls down on the play. Frederickson that time on the coverage fell down.
At the end of the run, number 31 on the defense, 5 yards, first down.
Watch the face mask here by Joe King.
Yeah, I think that's a bad call.
I don't think he grabbed him by the shoulder pad, not the face mask. That's a terrible call.
Here's Martin around the right side. Nowhere to go. Raiders just strung him out, and he had nowhere to go but out of bounds. Patrick Bates greeting him there. That was a 32-yard play, and they gave him an extra free 5 yards after that. He never grabbed his face mask.
You know, I tell you something. We saw the films of Minnesota last week. They look like a totally different football team here tonight.
You're exactly right.
Very impressive.
I watched that tape last week, and I thought, man, they don't look good at all, New England. But I'm sure they heard a lot from Parcells this week. Parcells does not like to lose even preseason games. Bledsoe trying to get it to Coates, incomplete. Raiders had him covered short and long there with Beekert in front and Patrick Bates right behind him.
You know the thing about Bledsoe, he doesn't feel any pressure whatsoever with people rushing him.
Aaron Wallace got to him there.
Yeah, he did, but he concentrates on what's happening downfield, what he has to do to throw the ball downfield. A tremendous amount of poise.
Wallace has had a good preseason himself. He's had 3 sacks so far in the preseason. Now on third down from the 20. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. May have been Andre Bruce getting that big paw up there and knocking it down.
Watch number 99, Andre Bruce now getting a piece of this football. Watch him. There it is. Brings the right arm up and knocks the ball down. Great play by Bruce.
Field goal attempt now 38 yards by Matt Barr. And the field goal is good. Barr kicking it through. Matt still around his 17th year out of Penn State. 39 years old. And Matt Barr still is an accurate kicker.
He's a fantastic kicker. He's earned the right to be regarded as one of the great kickers in the league. He doesn't have much distance anymore, but I tell you, he's accurate.
In fact, Hank, I think on long field goals, they'll let O'Neal kick the long field goals. But Barr, anything probably from about 47, 48 in would do it.
He hooks up the radar.
Well, he's closing in on, oh, look at that, George Blanda. The great old Raider. Played till he was, I believe, what, 82 years old in the NFL, right?
Yeah, that's right. He made his last kick on his birthday. He was 82, and he made it. That's the sad thing about it.
7 plays, 43 yards. That key play, however, in the drive for New England, the 32-yard pass to Dave Megan.
Good picture of Floyd Peters on the sideline, working with a defensive lineman, one of the very finest in the league. Talking to Smith on the sideline on the bench.
Here comes Napoleon Kaufman out to the 18-yard line as the Raiders mixing up their return men here, and a penalty flag down.
A little indecision on the part of Napoleon bringing the kick back. He's got to keep his eyes open, head up, look for a place to run, and make a decision in full steam ahead. He didn't do that on that return.
New England leading at 17-7. There's your old buddy Red Cashin.
The run back, holding number 87 by the receivers. Half the distance to the goal. First down and 10.
Hank, we're seeing that penalty bug again for the Raiders.
Yeah, and you know the Raiders have not had good field position on opening drives. The first one under -19, -20, -21, -8. The field position advantage definitely in this game has gone to the New England Patriots, and that's why they're winning this game so far.
Raiders out of the I formation this time with Napoleon Kaufman, the tailback, and he gets the football. Struggles forward for about a yard.
Not much push there. Good penetration by the defense. Not much push at all.
Chris Slade making the tackle
on the part of the Raiders offensive line on the last straight ahead thrust.
There's the official marking the ball down. As you heard Hank mention earlier, he's never won, and when he was a coach, to argue with officials.
Six of you missed a play like that, huh? All six of you. The ball jumped out of there as soon as we made contact. And nobody. I thought you were talking about you being on the field. No. What?
Why, Hank STRAM.
Bother the officials.
Napoleon Kaufman off right tackle out to the 17-yard line. Hank, I'm surprised at you.
Well, it's always nice to melt the wax in their ear on occasions, you know, during the course of the game. It gets stuck in there.
Terry Ray makes the tackle. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Raiders. Hank, did you think that you needed to work the officials during the course of a game, really?
Yeah, I do. I really did. I think, you know, you got to get on them to make sure that you're aware of what's happening. I never forget, we played against the Jets one year, and I'll tell the story later.
All right, let's see if the Raiders make the first down. It's 3rd and 1. Kaufman, the lone remaining back, 3 wide receiver set. Haas on the right side has the first down. The completion made to Kerry Cash.
We're playing the Jets in Birmingham, and they had a great big tackle by the name of Plunkett. He was holding all the time on every play. So I told the official, make sure you watch Plunkett. He's holding all the time. You say, so what happens? He calls a penalty on Plunkett. I said, now watch him. He'll hold again. So he watched him. He threw another flag. Threw 3 in a row. I said, wait a minute. What about now? 4th one he was holding too. And he said, I know he was holding, but I can't call 4 straight penalties.
Kerry Cash, a new Raider, making that reception and getting the first down for the Raiders, a 15-yard pickup. Fenner in motion. Kaufman. Wrapped up. That's a nice tackle. Vincent Brown. This guy is a player. Vincent Brown out of Mississippi Valley State, 8th year in the NFL. Has led New England in tackles the last 4 years. He is a quality linebacker.
Yeah, he is. He's a great linebacker, but he wasn't supposed to start today. Johnson was supposed to start in his place, and I tell you, he's a great young linebacker. They like him very, very much, and I think he made up his mind that he better play because he might lose his job. So he started the game in spite of it.
Well, you know, he had arthroscopic surgery, and that's why, Hank, he did not practice at all this week.
I know it. That's why you're surprised that he would play.
Jett is in there wide left. Hobbs and Rocket are wide to the right side. Raiders stay in that 3 wideouts. Nice pass by Hostetler. Drilled it into James Jett. First down, Raiders.
He had some RPMs on that ball, and he had good protection on the play. Let's take a look at Jett coming off the line of scrimmage. Gets a little shove, breaks to the outside, and the ball is thrown perfectly right at the numbers. Here it is again. Good protection. That's a good catch because he maintained possession of the ball after he got hit. He got hit right about the time he caught the ball.
Hostetler's completed 7 of 11 passes now. Here's Harvey Williams. And breaking through is Chris Slade along with Maurice Hurst. Slade making the tackle. This guy really knows how to pursue the play. He can go Hank Slade, he can go sideline to sideline and just break up your offense.
Yeah, he's got great anticipation. Great anticipation. Gets a good jump. No question about it. He's terrific. As you can see, 9 sacks in 93, 9.5 in 94.
Raiders are down by 7, a loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11 at the 41. Here comes Slade again. Haas gets it off and throws it away. Hostetler barely averted a sack there because Slade was all over him again.
You know, with those four linebackers, they got to run some draws, they got to run some screens. Look at Slade.
Well, you can't just brush him. That brings up a 3rd and 11 now for Oakland. Hobbs and jet wide left, Rocket wide right. Tim Brown not in there.
Triple blitz.
Kerry Cash has it, but is wrapped up very quickly by Terry Ray.
All 3 linebackers are blitzing on the play. That's a good time if you have the opportunity to change the play to go up on top because you know you got 1-for-1 coverage. Here's the blitz. All 3 linebackers are coming on the play. Look at middle linebacker, both outside linebackers. He throws the ball short in the flat. Safety makes the tackle. Terry Ray.
Gossett now to punt it away, standing at his 30. Dave Meggett back to return the punt for the Patriots. Takes it on a hop, fumbles, falls back down on it. Eric Paul was down very quickly on the punt coverage. A 39-yard punt by Gossett, no return. Raiders are down by 10 with 4:18 to go in the first half. This is Raiders football. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at beautiful Stanford campus. Willie Broughton appeared to jump offside. Here's Curtis Martin again, and another big gain by Curtis Martin. They may have had a free play there, Hank, and Curtis Martin turned it into a big play at 17 yards. We'll wait to hear what Red Cashin has to say as Greg Biekert made the tackle.
Watch 97. Jumps offside. Brockton jumps offside on the play.
Offside. Number 97 on the defense. That penalty is declined. First down.
Red Cashin with his signature first down call. Red always sounds so excited when he gets to say first down.
Well, he knows he's going to be on television.
Must be it. Curtis Martin, what man is he having a day? 69 yards, 14 carries. Plenty of work for Curtis in this one. He's got it again. And another nice gain for Curtis Martin. Brought down by Mike Jones and Joe King out at the 45-yard line. A pickup on the play of 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Got great eyes, great eyes. Keeps the head up, the eyes open, and makes good decisions with the cuts. Doesn't delay whatsoever, no hesitation. Right or wrong, makes the cut and flies into the hole.
Raiders have changed up a lot of personnel on the defensive line. Look at that spin move by Martin. Anthony Smith is out after him, and you just saw an example of the speed of Anthony Smith, a defensive lineman for the Raiders, and he chased down that running back, Curtis Martin.
Yeah, he can fly. He can fly. He's a good pass rusher, but there was a great illustration of his natural raw speed.
25-yard pickup on the play, but they won't count it. Holding against New England.
Watch Martin, look at his spin, maintains his balance, maintains his direction. Look at Smith. Look at Smith now. And he makes that tackle. Beautiful play by Anthony Smith. Here's the hole on Coates. A lot of jersey on the play.
Hank, Curtis Martin has 77 yards rushing, and he's had runs of 38 and 25 yards called back. If those counted, he'd have about 140 yards around that area right now running the football.
If he keeps up like this, he's going to have to get a new pair of shoes at the halftime.
Bledsoe, completed pass. Kevin Lee with the reception in a big game, 35 yards for New England, and a first down in Raider territory at the 30-yard line.
Watch Lee again. Look at Bledsoe, the concentration. He has no awareness whatsoever where the rush is, nothing. He concentrates on throwing the football. He gets the ball down there in nice shape by Lee. Mustafa finally makes the tackle.
Here's Martin. Hot-footing it to the outside that time, and Mustafa brings him out of bounds after a pickup of 4 yards at the 26-yard line. Najee Mustafa, who's made the tackle on the last 2 plays, that's number 48 for the Raiders. And there you see him, was with Minnesota from 87 to 92 and with the Cleveland Browns in 93, but he did not play last year. And at the age of 31, comes to the Raiders this year, has a good shot at making this football team.
Yeah, I think he's going to make the football team. I really do, unless something happens.
That's Lee in motion. Martin again. Runs into Greg Biekert. And Austin Robbins. As the clock inches down toward the 2-minute warning. And I think they'll run it all the way down to 2 minutes now as Bledsoe takes off the helmet and comes over to talk to head coach Bill Parcells. Now this guy's going to sleep well tonight, Curtis Martin. So we have reached the 2-minute warning. Martin gets a chance for a breather here, and it'd be well deserved. He's had a terrific ball game so far. Patriots lead at 17-7. They hope to get a little more before halftime. This is Raiders football. Minutes to go, first half of play. The Patriots hoping to add to their lead. Raiders hoping to stop them and maybe get their hands on the ball one more time. It's 3rd and 2 right now with the ball at the 22-yard line. So this is a very big play. And Bledsoe wants to throw for it. Big pressure from the Raiders. Will he get across that first down marker or not? Joe King didn't want to let him. Gash caught the football.
I don't think he got there.
That was quite a battle.
Yeah, I don't think he made the first down, but it depends on how they mark it, but I don't think he made it.
Raiders were sending Mike Jones with a blitz up the middle.
They had good pressure on the play, and he's down just short of the first down. If it's less than a yard, usually the rule of thumb is a yard or less, you usually run the quarterback sneak. That's what he did the last time on this kind of a situation. Let's see if he does it again. Or whether he'll kick a field goal.
Joe King with the Raiders at camp last year, released before the league opener. Year before, he started 10 games at free safety for Tampa Bay in 1993, had 3 interceptions. Bledsoe lets the clock run all the way down to 1 minute and 6 seconds to go, and then calls for a timeout. There's Mike White, head coach of the Oakland Raiders. You know, Mike White, in his very distinguished 37 years of coaching, put in a stint right here at Stanford, Hank, and where he was an assistant. And in fact, he coached Jim Plunkett, great Raider quarterback, right here at Stanford.
Yes, and we saw Jim yesterday, had a nice visit. It was the first time I ever saw Jim Plunkett. We were here to play the Raiders. We worked out at Stanford. I walked into the gym after he won the Heisman, and here he's in playing in a pickup basketball game. First time I saw him in person. He was a fantastic kid at that time, and he still is.
And I'm looking forward to working with Jim radio side now beginning next week when the regular season starts. Jim and I will be doing the pre and the post-game talk shows up here in the Bay Area. Now on 4th down, they'll go for it. Bledsoe drills it in, a completed pass to Vincent Brisby. Najee Mustafa making the tackle, but not before the New England Patriots pick up another first down. Brisby, 3rd-year wide receiver out of Northeast Louisiana, had 58 receptions last year. He's a good one.
It's amazing how much poise he's got and how much confidence and how accurate he is with his passes.
So down at the 10-yard line. Here's Martin. Gets away from a tackle. Brought down by Pickens and Joe King, but all the way down to the 4-yard line. Clock running. Patriots have 1 timeout remaining. Hank, I can't believe he got out of that predicament he was in right there.
Yeah, well, he looks like he's run into a speed bump. and then he bounces to the outside. He never stops. He just goes right over the bump and keeps running.
9 seconds to go. They still have a timeout, but they haven't used it. Bledsoe. Touchdown, New England. John Burke. Reserve tight end for the Patriots.
Trapp is covering on the play, it looked like. Trapp is covering on the play. Good pass protection, had plenty of time to throw. Watch the protection. Look at, he looks to his left. Look at, over to his left, and then he throws it right in the middle. Trapp is covering on the play, number 37, and hits the tight end in there for the touchdown.
Wow.
We talk about poise and confidence and accuracy. Boy, he's got it all. I tell you, I can understand why people like him like they do.
Pro Bowl quarterback last year. They go 9 plays, 81 yards. Barr adds the extra point. The first half comes to an end, and New England scores on the final play of the first half. It's 24-7 in favor of the Patriots. This is Raiders football.
Well, I think I'm sure that Mike White and his coaching staff are very disturbed about the fact they only have 26 yards rushing. They've rushed extremely well in the first three games, and they slipped considerably in this game so far. But they have to feel concerned about the fact that they haven't really been able to run the ball.
I think the face of Mike White right there expressed that concern you're talking about, Hank. Here comes Sean Foster for the Raiders. Finds a little room to run and gets out across the 35-yard line and up to the 37-yard line. Nice return by Sean Foster, first-year player out of Long Beach State. And here comes the remarkable Vince Evans, 40 years old, 16th year in the National Football League. We're not even counting his years in the USFL. Remember this, Hank, a couple of weeks ago against the Rams?
Oh, he's amazing.
Yards?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's running there like a kid. Look at him. Look at him make the moves. Does everything right. Outruns a linebacker. Does a terrific job, and it's incredible how he can maneuver and escape pressure when he's in the pocket.
Darryl Hobbs wide left, Rocket Ismail wide right to start the second half. Napoleon Kaufman, the lone running back, and he's got the football. Out to the 40-yard line goes Napoleon, the Raiders' top draft pick this year.
You know, the other thing that happens when you play a game like they did in the first half, they weren't able to run the ball, so it kind of takes away a very integral part of your pass offense, and that's the play-action pass, you see. And so if they get anything going running, why, they can relate to that and also do the other things from the pocket that they like to do.
Hostetler, who you see there, 8 of 13, 104 yards in the first half. Raiders have it 2nd and 6 at the 40. Hobbs in motion. Kaufman again. Nifty move to the outside. Boy, he's exciting when he gets to that sideline and turns it upfield. 23 yards.
Boy, what a great move. And that's a great thing about being 7 yards deep like he was. He has great opportunity to take advantage of the pursuing defense. Jumps to the outside with his great speed. Look at the move he makes. He's right in the line of scrimmage. The shoulders are square, but he's able to jump outside and make a beautiful run of 23 yards.
Just ran away from Ricky Reynolds, and Terry Ray chased him out of bounds, but a nice, great pickup there by Napoleon Kaufman. What an addition he is. Kaufman straight ahead this time, cracks forward down to the 34-yard line.
And there's a good judgment on his part. You know, a lot of times when you're back there, you think you got a place to move right or left, but that time there was no running room whatsoever. He slammed in there, went into the pile, and moved it a little bit, picked up nice yardage on the play.
Willie McGinnis making the tackle on the play. As you see Kaufman run off, the rookie out of Washington. Fast, elusive, and a home run threat to be sure. Look at that average yardage, 5.5 yards average last year at Washington.
That's hard to do in a pregame warm-up.
2nd and 6. Both Raider wide receivers on the right side. This is Calvin Jones, who's had an excellent preseason. And he's across the 30, inside the 30, maybe to the 29. Ted Johnson making the tackle, that rookie out of Colorado that Hank was telling you about earlier. Calvin Jones, comes into this game, Hank, in the preseason. That 139 yards that Calvin Jones has, that's 4th in the AFC in rushing during the preseason.
Yeah, he's been very, very impressive. He really has been. We saw him a year ago. We thought he was going to be outstanding. Didn't get a chance to do much, but he's going to be super if he gets a chance to play.
3rd and 3.
We got double tight ends here.
And only one wide receiver. That's Jones close to the first down.
You wonder why they use this double tight end. It gives them a man-on-man situation. You got 7-on-7. You got to get a good push. There's got to be a crack in there someplace if your line does a good job of coming off the ball, which they did that time. Picked up a nice gain on the play.
Hank, I think he's short of the first down here.
It is, yeah.
Under normal circumstances, Jaeger would come running in and kick the field goal for the Raiders, but it's anything but normal here tonight because Jaeger was hurt on the opening play of the game, so you would anticipate them going for this now in 4th down.
I just hope it's nothing serious and he's able to be ready for the game next week against the San Diego Chargers. He's one of the great kickers in the league.
In case you missed it, opening kickoff when Meggett was running it back, Jaeger was in pursuit and his leg just gave out from underneath him. He wasn't hit, and there you see he's about a half a yard short. All right, they're going to bring Wes Bender in, and they're going to bring Andrew Glover in. So they're going to go to a big blocking lineup here.
They're going to go to the sledgehammer offense and bang it in there and get the first down. This is a great test here. This is a great opportunity to work on this kind of a situation for the season. If they do it, they can relate to this during the course of the season.
Bender in there for blocking purposes. He can really move a pile.
See if they run right to the ring back. No, they got motion to the other side. Now he's going the other way.
Triple tight ends. Here's Jones stopped right at the line of scrimmage. What a surge by the New England defense. The Patriots did a great job.
But there, you know what happened? He lowered his head, didn't see where he was going. He just ran into the pile. There was a cavity on the right side. Had he had his head up and his eyes open, he would have been able to watch everybody on the right side. Look at it cave in, and look at the outside. Look at the hole on the right side. He'd had a one-on-one on the linebacker or the safety coming up. He might have had a chance to make the yardage.
So the Raiders failed to pick up the first down. 11:36 to go, 3rd quarter. It's Patriots on top, 24-7. This is Raiders football. Maryland had a pretty good preseason so far. Has completed 50% of his passes, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The backup, Drew Bledsoe, is through for the night. And Corey Kroom was the ball carrier. Austin Robbins brought him down after a short gain. The pickup was 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. Scott Zolak, he's a big kid, 6'5", 222 pounds. He's a pocket passer. He's not a scrambler.
He's got a great gun, too. He's got a good arm.
Played very little last year. He did have a pretty busy year in '92 as a backup. In fact, he ended up starting 4 games in '92. Here's Curtis Kroom again, and good Raider defensive play there. Austin Robbins and Willie Broughton were there to meet him and bring him down along with Aaron Wallace. Broughton very tough against the run. Makes it 3rd and 6 now in the 3rd quarter with 10:40 to go. Patriots on top, 24-7. I'm Rich Marotta along with Hank Stram. Thanks for being with us on the Raiders Broadcast Network. Lee in motion. They hit Zolak just as he releases the football, but he gets the completion anyway. Nice reception by Kevin Lee, and Zolak stood in there, Hank, and showed us his toughness, willing to take that hit, and he gunned it.
Yeah, I saw him play before Bledsoe came into the act, and I liked him. He had a lot of courage, a good strong arm, and hung tough in the pocket. He takes a good blow here, but he hung in there tough and got rid of the football.
Hoskins makes the tackle. 14-yard pickup, 1st down, out to the 45. Kroom steps out of a tackle by Willie Broughton. Struggles almost back to the line of scrimmage. Broughton appeared to have him caught in the backfield, but he managed to squirm away. Matt Dyson makes the tackle. As Kroom goes back to the huddle, 3rd-year running back out of Ball State. Boy, it's going to be exciting next week when the Raiders open up against the San Diego Chargers at the Oakland Coliseum. Think there'll be some noise there that day?
Be a lot of squeaking there, I'll guarantee it.
Man. Defending AFC champions for the Raiders' first game back in Oakland. Curtis Kroom, nice move. And the Raiders, Hank, are just giving up huge chunks of ground on the ground here tonight. Huge chunks of yardage.
Andre Bruce that time had a chance to look like he had a chance to make the play, but ran right by him and picked up a sizable gain on the play.
Joe King makes the stop. There's John Fox signaling in his defensive play call. Fox, second year with the Raiders, with the San Diego Chargers before that. Defensive coordinator for Oakland. They'll measure on this to see if it is in fact a first down. And it's about a foot short. Mike White's got that flip card of his pretty well rolled up. Bill Parcells pacing on the other side. Parcells likes Drew Bledsoe. One of the reasons he says, you know, Bledsoe's not oversensitive. Parcells can give him his usual raft of grief.
Yeah,
he says he's not oversensitive about it. He doesn't get his feelings hurt too much.
Yeah, but the point is that's a good thing to say, but the way he plays, I don't know how much wrath you could give him.
Zolak sneaking forward. He has the first down for New England. Dyson making the stop, but Zolak picked up the first down.
Zolak pushes off the back foot, takes a step backward to get some leverage, gets a good push, and at 6'5", he picks up the yardage, necessary yardage for the first down.
The new fullback in the game is number 34, Rupert Grant. Here's Curtis Kroom following his blocking off the right side. He had Roberts out in front of him. Well, I'll tell you this. He certainly impressed my partner, Hank STRAM, tonight. Hank has never seen him in person, is why he was really anxious to look at him.
Well, you know, I saw last year, I saw Jerry Glanville, and he said, I saw Bledsoe, I guarantee it. He's the real deal, boy. He's something very, very special, and he certainly is.
On second down, not much room that time for Curtis Kroom, and Matt Dyson brings him down once again. Bledsoe set a record last year in one game against Minnesota. He set the record for most completions and most attempts. He completed 45 passes that game against the Vikings on 70 attempts. Those were both NFL records, as was the 691 passing attempt mark. Ball is dropped by the new fullback I told you about moments ago, Rupert Grant. Should have been a completion, and that'll bring up a fourth down situation. So the Raider defense holds this time, and the Raiders will get the ball back. But again, Hank, it figures unless they can get a terrific return here out of Rocket Ismail that they'll be at a field position disadvantage, which they were throughout the first half.
Yeah, they'll be in the quicksand again, trying to with bad field position.
That's O'Neal. Now they call it dead here. Red Cashin will tell us why.
Before the snap, false start. Number 49 on the offense, 5 yards, still fourth down.
Hank, as O'Neal goes back to punt, did you see the tape last week? He kicked one left-footed. He had a big rush on him.
Oh, yeah, that's
moved
right.
Out to the left and kicked one with his left foot. And it was a pretty good punt.
Yeah, he got, well, as long as you get the ball up in the air and get the flaps up, it's a good kick.
Yeah, he got 37 yards out of it.
Sure.
Also had one for 64 last year. Or excuse me, last week.
I think they had helium in that ball.
You may be right. Ismail standing on the 10, signals for a fair catch, inches up to the 12 to make it. 6:55 to go, third quarter. Patriots lead at 24-7. This is Raiders football.
brought to you by your California Jeep and Eagle dealers. Who else? And by cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft, making the world a very cool place.
A lot of enthusiasm here, but the fans want something to yell about, and let's see if the Raiders can give them something to yell about. 6:55 to go in the third quarter. The Raiders down by 17.
Throw it deep.
Vince Evans, I'll tell you,
back there.
Evans has had the ability to do just that, and he's going to go deep here for Darryl Hobbs. Tipped up in the air, it's incomplete. Hitchcock, Jimmy Hitchcock, the rookie out of North Carolina, there defensively.
Here's Hitchcock. Had he thrown the ball quicker, he hesitated. He looked to the right, came back. By the time they got rid of the ball, got the ball airborne, Hitchcock recovered and got the ball out of the arms of Hobbs. Had he thrown it sooner, it would have been a touchdown.
Hobbs was looking for a flag there. He didn't get it. Appeared as though he was hit before the ball got to him. Here's Evans. Rocket Ismail knocked out of bounds by Jimmy Hitchcock. Good pickup on the play. Still going to leave the Raiders about a yard short, I believe, of the first down.
The ball still has to be thrown. That's why they want Evans in the game. He hasn't had a chance to do much. It's to help with his timing and execution. We see the ball is released. Nice spiral, good spin. And the timing of that pattern is very, very good. Hitchcock covering on the play, but you see he still had to wait a little bit for the ball. Had it been thrown a little sooner, he might be able to make it the catch and make some more yardage on the outside running the football.
Now on 3rd and 1, Calvin Jones, and he may have been stopped again short of the first down.
I can't remember whether they've even thrown a play-action pass in this game. I'm talking about the Raiders, or a screen pass. Either one, the way they're rushing the quarterback and putting pressure on, a screen pass might be appropriate, and even a reverse because of the way they're chasing.
Raiders have a reworked offensive line in there. They did not make the first down. Jeff Gossett into punt now for Oakland. Troy Brown back deep to receive on the 36-yard line. Short kick by Gossett. Brown makes the fair catch at the 47-yard line. Good field position again for New England. 5:32 to go in the third quarter, and the Raiders still down 24-7. This is Raiders football. Committing a very big sin. 47-yard line, 1st and 10 for New England. Zolak, the quarterback. Quick 3-step drop this time, and he rifles a pass, and it is complete to Brown. 14 yards on the pickup. Troy Brown with the reception. Najee Mustafa making the stop. Brown, a 3rd-year player out of Marshall.
And both teams have their second units in the game, both offensively and defensively. The Raiders defensively, of course, at this time, and New England offensively, and they're still doing a good job of moving the football.
Patriots put 2 wide receivers out to the right side this time. Offset the backs.
Boy, look at that left side if they run left.
And that's what they're going to do. It's Kroon.
Well, they didn't get as much out of that as I thought they might. They had a good cavity there, didn't get there, hold the blocks long enough, but that was the place to run.
Corey Kroon brought down by Andre Bruce.
Watch the blocking on the play. A missed tackle by the pulling guard. He doesn't make the block. Roberts, the left guard, as a result, it doesn't succeed in making yardage.
2nd and 8 now in the 37. Oh, how did he step out of that tackle? That's not going to be one that Willie Broughton is going to like seeing on the film. Broughton tried to wrap him up high, and he went right underneath him. He submarined him.
Here we get again. Here's the draw play. Watch now, over the top. Over the top. Brock misses the tackle. Tries to grab him way too high instead of tackling him low and wrapping him up.
And on third down, they're close to the first down marker. Corey Kroom, third-year running back out of Ball State, brought down by Derek Hoskins. New England doing a great job in the third quarter of running time off the clock. Hoskins, a fifth-round draft choice in '92, started 9 games for Oakland last year. 4th and 1. They'll go for it here. No surprise. Fumble. Could be a fumble or an incomplete pass. Officials weren't too quick on the whistle. Either way, the Raiders have got the football. Najee Mustafa just blasted him.
And I tell you, I've been impressed, much more impressed with the way he hits people than the way he covers so far in the games that I've seen. But here again, he still uses the shoulder, but doesn't wrap him up.
But he hit him hard enough to blast that football loose.
That's right. We've seen him do that quite often in this preseason schedule.
Rupert Grant. Mustafa feeling the effects of that hit himself, Hank. Well, what did they do? They gave him the completion, I guess, and a fumble. But it's still not enough for the first down. And the Raiders will get the ball back here with 3:05 to go in the third quarter. Let's see if they can get a comeback started. Raiders are down 24-7. This is Raiders football.
Bill Walsh, who did such a great job with the 49ers, took over the 49ers. The Raiders played those teams 6 times and they won 4-6. Not many people realize that.
There's Evans. Incomplete, nearly picked off. Yeah, you're right. It'll be interesting now, of course, because that Bay Area thing will be renewed again.
That's right.
People, I think, because of the 49ers' great success, might think that it's the other way around in the recent years. But, you know, down through the history, and actually in recent years, too, with the exception of that win last year by the 49ers in the opening game, the Raiders have been on top. They've taken the 2 before that when the games that they have met. As we look at Anthony Smith studying on 2nd and 10.
They got 2 rookies on the outside, Law and Hitchcock. I'd like to see him challenge those people. Uh-oh, there he is.
There it is. That's exactly what happened as they go over to James Jett in the area where the right cornerback, Ty Law, was playing. Law's a rookie out of Michigan. He's a first-round pick, Hank. They have great hopes for him. He's a speedy kid who excels in man-to-man coverage.
Yes, well, you know, I think it's good to test him and give him some business, plus the fact provide opportunity to throw the ball downfield with your people.
It's a first down for the Raiders. Out at the 40-yard line. Eric Ball in there. In fact, Eric Ball's got the football and is swarmed under. Going to be a loss of 5 yards on the play. He just went nowhere on that play.
Here again, I mentioned in this kind of a game, I haven't seen them run a screen all preseason. And they specifically do certain things in games just to look at offensive schemes and patterns and packages. After Ball, as aggressive as they are, that might be something that would get them out of the hole.
After Ball came in as a draft pick with Cincinnati, as you saw there, he gained 391 yards in his rookie year, but that was his best season. He's got the ball again, trying to get outside, and he can't do it. Brought down again, that time by Vernon Lewis. Lewis wearing number 43. There's Eric Ball. 7th year now out of UCLA with Cincinnati from 1989 through 94.
Yeah, but in spite of that, Evans has a presence to dump the ball off the ball. But in spite of that, why he still is not able to get enough running room to make the kind of yardage he'd like to on that kind of a play.
We're starting to get deep into the depth charts now once again with 1:09 to go in the third quarter. The Raiders facing 3rd and long. Evans, those nimble feet getting him out of trouble. Calvin Jones can't hang on.
It looked like he was too eager to run up the field with the ball. He had some room, took his eye off the ball, and as a result, why he dropped it.
Raiders may get another shot. There was a penalty flag down.
Yeah, offside against the...
Offside, lined up in the neutral zone. Number 97 on the defense, 5 yards, still third down.
Aaron Jones.
He's offside right there, Hank.
Yeah, that's right. His hand is got a part of the ball. Right on the tip of the ball.
We're down at 7.
Now it's a little more reasonable opportunity here for the Raiders. They've got 3 wideouts in. It's 3rd and 7 from the 43-yard line. Wes Bender not going to get there. He'll be about a yard or 2 short, and let's see if the Raiders go for it with the ball nearly at midfield. Nope, special teams coming on. Gossett's going to punt it away. Down 24-7.
Yeah, there's too much time left to go for it now. I think they have to try to get him in a soup and make some kind of a play defensively, which they haven't been able to do. Get an interception, do something to get better field position with an opportunity to provide them with an opportunity to get back in this game and score some points.
This is Troy Brown back deep to receive now on the 10-yard line. And that's exactly where he takes it in. Raiders are down there quickly, and they don't let him escape. New England will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 13. Here come the penalty flags again. They come flying out at the end of the play.
Fumble, get her interception, do something, one of a good field position, so they get a chance to get some points.
Crowd sets up a roar. Kroon stopped at the 6-yard line. Mike Morton came up to make a terrific stop, along with Kevin Johnson. And Joe King.
See how gingerly he ran the ball compared to the way Martin runs the ball? A lot of indecision on his part. Doesn't hit the hole nearly as aggressively as Martin has been hitting it for the Patriots all evening.
So the 3rd quarter has come to an end. Players already making their way down to the other end of the field. The score, the New England Patriots 24, the Oakland Raiders 7. This is Raiders football. It's tomorrow down to 53.
Yeah, they slip out the banana peel tomorrow and, set up and leave.
Check that dance out, Hank.
Yeah, look at
Hank
that.
was doing that same dance, by the way, at halftime up there. I wish we had a camera.
I was doing it, looked like an erection set put me together.
All right, it's 2nd and 12 now for New England.
They got to do something defensively.
Down goes Zolak. They better touch him. And they barely fall on him, and that will go as a sack, and they've really got the Patriots backed up now, but a penalty flag down, sitting there at the 18-yard line. That's a big play if it stands. Bill Parcells watching studiously.
Play, 2nd down.
All right, no penalty on the play. He tripped, as you see, went down. Raiders had to get there and make sure that that's exactly what they did to end the play. And now the Raider defense here, Hank. Big job, incumbent on him to stop him here, and the Raiders would have an opportunity to get the football in great field position and perhaps start a comeback in this football game. They're down 17.
Yeah, that's right. They got a lot of time left, as long as they keep get a chance to play on a shorter field with good field position. They get a chance to get some points.
3rd and 14. Crowd trying to urge the Raiders on. Zolak drills one, incomplete. Raiders have held now.
You get good pressure here by the defense.
Now the Raiders should get the football in New England territory. Darryl Hobbs is standing on the 48-yard line. Here's the punt by O'Neal. Didn't have much room to work.
Flag.
Penalty flag down as Hobbs fields the football, goes up the right sideline and gets it deeper into the territory of the New England Patriots at around the 35-yard line. Well, that flag got there before the Raiders, Hobbs ever even got to the football.
I would think that would be on New England. You know, the way where the flag was thrown, I think that's where the penalty would be. Let's see what they call.
Hobbs was still waiting for the football, and we saw that flag come out. Waiting for Red Cashin to let us all know.
Post possession, illegal use of the hands, number 42 by the receivers. The foul will be enforced from the spot where the ball was caught. 10 yards, first down and 10. That's a timeout.
Well, I have no clue as to who number 42 is, if there is in fact a who proudly wore the silver and black from 1967 through 74 here in Oakland. But right now the Raiders have first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Evans, completed pass. He's got Darrell Hobbs. Hobbs over the middle to the 30-yard line. First and 10 Raiders. Darrell, thanks a lot for being with us here. It's great to see you.
Thank you. It's good to have the Raiders back. It really is.
Well, you've been involved in helping in this move. We'll talk to you about that in a moment, but the Raiders coming up to the line of scrimmage very quickly here, so let's get this play in as the Raiders trying to make things happen quickly. Calvin Jones, lone remaining back. Raiders 3 wide receivers as they bring in Sean Foster now. Put him out also wide to the left side. Evans pass to Kevin Smith. Touchdown Raiders! Flag down at the 28-yard line.
And that's what they needed, to score quickly and make something happen to get back in this game. There's a lot of time left.
Kevin Smith, son of a guy that you know very well, Darrell. You played with him, and but unfortunately, it's going to be called back for the Raiders. But Charlie Smith's kid, Kevin Smith, with a touchdown reception there for the Raiders, it won't count.
A great athlete. His dad was one of the best running backs that's ever played, and he scored his first professional touchdown.
Illegal formation. Number 79 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards, still first down.
Jeff Kaiser is the man called. Darrell, tell us what you're doing now with the situation with the move here with the Raiders.
Well, I'm working with the Oakland Coliseum and Oakland Football Marketing Association, marketing the luxury suites as well as the PSLs. And, you know, all of our fans, and we welcome back the Raiders. We still have some single game tickets available through all the mass outlets for a single game, our San Diego game coming up, our league opener.
All right, here's Calvin Jones straight up the middle now and across the 30-yard line. Calvin putting his head down, bucking straight forward, and picking up pretty good yardage for the Raiders.
Darrell, the enthusiasm and the animation expressed by the people in Oakland and the surrounding area seems to be very impressive. You get that feeling too, being in town and everything? Is it like?
Without a doubt. Hank gets everybody's so excited about it, and I'm so happy for the city of Oakland and the Oakland Alameda County and everybody involved. But more important is all the Raider fans having them back. It's like they've never left.
Evans going up top, intended for Jed in.
Right.
Jed couldn't quite come down with that one as the Raiders tried to go up top and get the big one. Ty Law defensively making the stop. Law was the guy that we talked about earlier, Hank, that first-round draft pick, speedy, good man-to-man cover guy.
Ty Law, number 24, he gets his hand on him before the ball while the ball's up in the air, but they don't see that. Tries to get an advantage, but he was involved in very good coverage on the play.
Now it's 3rd and 9 for Oakland. Evans chased out of the pocket. Boy, he still can rifle that football, even running to the opposite side. He got a lot on that one, but it was incomplete for Sean Foster.
Ty Law coming in and rushing him out of the pocket, that he still gets rid of the ball and avoids the sack on the play.
Darrell, former quarterback yourself, what do you think of Evans out there at 40 years old running around like that?
A tremendous athlete. On that last play, if he had turned the ball over and let the receiver run under it, it'd have been an easy score in the end zone.
Watching him, I get the feeling you're thinking about coming back yourself.
Hank, I'd love to. We had some great wars when we played against you, and you know, we had some great teams in that era.
On 4th down now, the Raiders need a big play. Here's Evans going up top. Jet! Touchdown Raiders! Beautiful throw by Evans. James Jett, who 2 years ago stunned the National Football League with a series of big play catches for the Raiders. Last year, his production went way down, but this year, looking to come back in a big way, and he showed indications there that he can do just that.
This is Raider football.
Yeah, watch this again. Over the top to Jett. Hitchcock covering on the play. The other rookie we were talking about earlier, Law and Hitchcock, both rookies on the corner. They take advantage of it and get the touchdown on the play.
Raiders are going to call a timeout here before they try for the point after. They may go for 2 here, so we'll watch for that. But right now, as you take a look at Vince Evans throwing that touchdown pass, we'll take a break. Raiders are down 24-13. This is Raider football. To the point after also, or can we keep it here or what? All right, the Raiders have decided to go for 2 now here on the point after. Remember, Jager was injured earlier. Evans has Calvin Jones in it as his lone running back.
Bump and run on the outside, see if they go there.
They got 3 wide receivers in there, and it is good. The Raiders hit Kerry Cash, Vince Evans to Kerry Cash. A 2-point conversion for the Raiders. It counts and pulls them to within 9 points at 24-15 with 12:55 to go in the ball game. All right, Hank, let's set it up.
Here we are. Cash in the flat. A drag out, we call that pattern. And the ball was thrown. That ball had to be thrown perfectly out in front of the receiver. Had it been thrown behind, it had been knocked down. But it's out in front in good shape, makes the catch in there for the touchdown.
Hank, I think that Kerry Cash could be a very important addition to the Raiders this year. And here's our buddy, Daryl LaMonica. And Daryl, you must, I saw a big smile on your face.
This is Raider football. It's a vertical game. Turning it over laid out for those easy scores.
He's been calling plays up here. For 2 minutes, he's been calling plays.
He knows all about throwing the ball long, I tell you that.
If we have him for another 5 minutes, we'll be out of here and he'll be doing it.
Daryl, you had a lot of great moments. Of course, you were known for being able to utilize the Raider form of attack, the vertical football game. You did it so well for so many years. We may even see a little bit of that. Here's Billy Joe Hobart kicking off for the Raiders. Taken by one of the up men. Let's see where New England ends up with it all. They got a good kick return going here. It's Troy Brown. Penalty flag thrown as he comes out to the 43-yard line. Hobart just tried to squib that one. Penalty flag sitting at the 30-yard line. Raiders are down 24-15.
And the Raiders have to do a better job of trying to scrape the ball loose in this kind of a game. They got to get it loose, get possession and good field position to get a chance to score again.
The hold called against New England, that'll march him back. There's the remarkable 40-year-old Vince Evans, who actually was the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
First down at 10.
Vince Evans actually started for the Chicago Bears against the Oakland Raiders in their last game at the Oakland Coliseum before the Raiders moved back in '81. And here he is playing with the Raiders as they return to Oakland.
You've heard this expression many times. You got to have a lot of little boy in it to play this game. He still's got a lot of kid in him. He still loves to play the game.
Raider defense is jacked up and they snow under Kroom at the 15-yard line. There was nowhere for him to run. Good play there by Johnson to break up that play. And the Raiders now beginning to feed off the emotion of the crowd, which is trying to stir up the silver and black and almost force them into a comeback. And the Raiders defense hoping to come up with another big stop here. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13. Zolak waits, drills it. Intercept. Incomplete. It was tipped up into the air, and Morton nearly had an opportunity to pick that one off. And Dyson, they were both there. 59 Dyson, 50 is Morton. Zolak showed a pretty good arm there. He really fired that football.
Yeah, no pressure on him either. Had plenty of time to throw the ball. The ball hit, bounced up in the air, almost intercepted.
And now the big
Dyson.
The big 3rd down play here, 3rd and 13.
They got a blitz.
Zolak, that's not going to get him any first down.
No.
James Trapp makes the stop on Kevin Lee.
You like to see that kind of a pattern on a blitz because you know you're right there to make the tackle. The one you fear is the one that's vertically up the field. You got one-on-one, you got a chance for a big play.
This is what we're hearing right here, even at Stanford Stadium, is what Al Davis has talked about, the roar of the crowd that really can help this football team this year. Darryl Hobbs, and it will sound eminently louder at the Oakland Coliseum, but these fans are into it now as Darryl Hobbs is back deep to receive this punt. Not much pressure. Hobbs forced back. Good punt by O'Neal to the 35. Can he get outside? Turns it upfield. Good return by Darryl Hobbs to the 48-yard line. A 50-yard punt, 18-yard return. 11:09 to go in the ball game, and the Raiders are beginning to cook now. 24-15 Patriots. This is Raiders football. Down
with Sutton.
All right, the Raiders have the ball at the 47. What do you want to see? A little more vertical game?
I think you'll see some vertical game right here. Vince has got a real good feel for the outside right now, and they are vulnerable there right now.
And the great thing, they got two rookies in the corner.
Yes.
Calvin Jones wide right, Jets left. Whoop. Now there's Sean Foster with the reception out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Good pickup on first down for the Raiders. Might even be a first down. It's close to the first down marker. Sean Foster making a pretty big bid to make the football team. Came into this game as the Raiders' leading receiver. 7 receptions, 81 yards in the preseason. Just short. 2nd and 1 though. Good quarterback down. Yeah, here's Evans going. He's got a man. Touchdown Raiders. Darryl Hobbs. And the comeback is on. It's in full bloom now.
Raider football.
39-yard pass play, and the vertical game that Darryl LaMonica asked for as soon as he stepped in the booth has taken the Raiders to another touchdown. All right, Hank, let's take a look at Hobbs.
There he goes. Hobbs into the corner. Gets too close to the corner. Corner doesn't backpedal fast enough to take over the responsibility. A good cushion between the receiver and the corner. Gets the ball right where it had to be thrown.
Billy Joe Holbert's point after attempt is good. That's a very big point.
That's right.
That puts the Raiders now into a position where they can win the game with a field goal.
Right.
Which is why that 2-point conversion previously was so important.
Here's another shot. Here we see Hobbs making his catch.
Yeah, I just don't believe this guy. This guy's 40 years old. Look at him like a little kid out there.
He got springs in his shoes.
But he has in the offseason such a tremendous training program that he puts himself through. He's just in tremendous shape. He's like a 21-year-old.
But the big thing is, he's like a kid, you know. You got to have a little boy in here. He loves to play the game.
Vince Evans, 8 of 12 tonight, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Darryl Hobbs, who I think is going to have a very important part to play on this Raider football team this year.
The other thing, great illustration of Evans is the fact that age is just a number. That's all it is. It's a number.
Another short kickoff by Holbert is taken back to the 45-yard line. That dilutes the momentum a little unless the Raider defense can come up with another big stop, because that's twice now that the Patriots come out with fair field position following the Raiders score. But the Raiders have mounted the quarterback, the comeback behind the quarterback, Vince Evans, here in the 4th quarter. Evans hitting James Jett with a 29-yard touchdown pass. Darryl Hobbs with a 39-yard touchdown pass. Now the Raider defense will try to stop the Patriots again.
Well, the great thing about it is you got 10:38. The momentum of this game has changed, and the defense now got to still make some plays.
Zolak goes to Kroom out in the flat right side. Great tackle. That's a brilliant tackle made by
Folston.
James Folston.
I tell you, he's a good prospect. He's a good-looking player.
2nd-year player, was with the Raiders last year. He played only 7 games, however.
Look at Folston right here. He makes the tackle. Wraps his arms around his legs. A good open field tackle by Folston.
Holds the Patriots to a gain of 1, a 2nd and 9.
They still got to try to scrape that ball loose when they got a chance for a gang tackle.
And we have an injured player. It is Kroom, and he's going to have to be carried off the field. That's Corey Kroom. 2nd and 9. 2 wide receivers out to the right side.
Got a blitz.
Good protection. Zolak rifles it downfield, incomplete. Was going for Kevin Lee.
See, you notice Bledsoe, when he saw something coming, it didn't bother him at all. It didn't look like he saw him at all. I think the great quarterbacks like Darryl LaMonica and the guys that have played the game, they're never worried about the rush. They're always looking downfield to get the ball down the field. And that's what he did. He took a look at the rush and then threw the ball. Did you notice that, Darryl?
He did. But that's what younger players do. As he learns to read the defense a little better, Hank,
that's right.
He'll be a little more comfortable.
3rd and 9. They're blitzing again. And down goes Zolak. Big sack. The Raiders blitz the linebacker and a cornerback. They came with James Trapp and Morton, the linebacker. Andre Bruce is the guy that got to him, but there was just too much pressure.
Plus the fact you're playing against a quarterback who doesn't move well at all, so that makes a big difference. Look at Andre Bruce gets there first. Makes the tackle. Morton comes in there a little late.
Hobbs back deep to receive. O'Neill's punt will be fielded by Hobbs. No, he's going to let it bounce. It comes up short, goes out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It is there that the Raiders will take over 1st and 10, and now with the opportunity to go out in front. Terrific comeback by the Raiders here in the 4th quarter. Foster and Hobbs wide right, Jet wide left. Calvin Jones the remaining back. Jones, off right tackle, good running room. Pickup of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Calvin Jones has had a nice preseason for the Silver and Black. Really has run the ball very, very well. Raiders utilizing their no-huddle offense. That's something else we'll see more than ever before from the Raiders this year. Mike White wants to put some of that responsibility back in the quarterback. Feels it will help the quarterback. Evans in trouble. He's still got that speed. Hot footing it out of bounds for the Raiders. I think he actually picked up yardage on that play.
He did. Yeah, he did. I didn't know for sure whether he'd make it around the corner, but watch the speed. He turns it on. Turns on the afterburner. Watch here. Look at he's coasting. Now look at he turns it on. Turns it on. Gets up the field, up the sideline, and makes extra yardage on the play.
No huddle now. The Raiders right back up to the line of scrimmage. It's not a hurry-up offense, but it freezes the defense into not making situation substitutions at 3rd and 4.
And you got 7 up there in front. You got 4 back there covering passes.
Somebody's got to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Darryl Hobbs, and the pass broken up by Vernon Lewis. And there's still a lot of time left at 8:20, but there's a penalty flag thrown.
Illegal use of the hands to the face. Number 79 of the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So the Raiders will have to punt it away. Troy Brown back deep to receive this punt. There's a boot by Gossett. Brown's going to run up to greet it. Makes the catch at the 25-yard line. 8:13 to go in the ball game. It's the Patriots 24, the Raiders 22. This is Raider football. Monday morning. On 1st down, now the New England Patriots hoping to utilize some time on the clock. That was the rookie Philyaw, brought down by Austin Robbins. Now we have, speaking of fans, tonight in attendance, 51,709 fans here at Stanford Stadium. 2nd and 7 for New England at the 27-yard line. Philyaw again. Tackle made by Aaron Wallace, and Andre Bruce there to help out and finish him off.
See, again, very undecisive as far as the runner is concerned. He was trying to pick his way. You got to make a decision, right or wrong, take the cut and go.
Aaron Wallace in his 6th year out of Texas A&M making the tackle.
Watch here, look at, he stops, goes to the outside, slow down, tries to come back inside. Takes too much time while he's dancing, while the pursuit catches up.
3rd and 4, Zolak looking for the first down. He's got it. Has the completed pass upfield all the way to the 48-yard line. President being touchdown by Aaron Wallace.
That was a good throw.
Oh, yeah. 15 yards on the play.
I tell you, Zolak's got a good gun. And he hangs in the pocket tough. That ball was thrown perfectly. Perfectly.
Andre President, rookie out of Angelo State, making that reception and buying some more time for New England. Here's Phil Yaw. Brought down in the backfield by Matt Dyson. He managed to score. Backs off set this time. Still with a 2 wide receiver set for New England. Zolak, ball on his hip, firing deep. Intercepted. Derek Hoskins has it. They're marking it dead. They're saying he was touched down at the 12-yard line, but nonetheless, the Raiders have the football back in time to do something with it. 5:44 to go. Evans following Kevin Smith into the hole. You saw Smith come around from his tight end spot on the right side and lead the blocking and open a hole for him. And again, no huddle situation for the Raiders. Hoskins after making that interception. On 2nd down, quick pass to Calvin Jones. 1st down Raiders. Across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Let me ask Darryl LaMonica. The Raiders are going to use a lot of this no huddle, it looks like. Darryl, what do you think about that from a quarterback standpoint?
I like it because it really puts the pressure on the defense. They can't make any switches, especially where, the way they're playing real soft corners right now. They can get a couple real big plays on the outside.
Raiders are spread out offensively here. Evans, quick pass, incomplete. Tried to get it to Sean Foster, but Jimmy Hitchcock. Excellent coverage on that play. That's Hitchcock, rookie out of North Carolina, 3rd-round draft pick. Working against Sean Foster.
Foster coming down on the outside, looking for the ball. Hitchcock makes a play, so he doesn't catch the ball. Good play.
3 wide again for the Raiders. Evans in trouble, scrambles, fires upfield, incomplete. And whoa, man, did Kevin Smith just get hammered from behind. Cade just blew into him from behind. Eddie Cade is the man who will hit Smith.
And Evans is lucky to get away from the would-be tackler. Throws the ball up in the air, but right about the time he's trying to make the catch, he gets hit on top.
3rd and 10 with 4:47 to go. Incomplete. Evans ended up firing it between Darryl Hobbs and James Jett, who were both along that left sideline. 4:41 remaining. The Raiders have 2 timeouts remaining. Hobbs disappointed.
In that kind of a situation, you got a slot in the outside guy. The slot guy ought to go down into the corner. Outside guy come underneath. And that middle area is wide open if they go for that, if they cover man for man or even a zone, double zone. That area has got to be open.
And on 3rd and real long like that, they should have a couple people hooking up and the others working to, the soft corners to the outside.
Right.
Here's Gonson's punt. Troy Brown back for it. Fields it at the 23. He's got a lane up the right sideline, eludes a man and gets up to the... He's still going. I can't believe it. Across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. Between the 2.
They got to make a play defensively. They got a lot of time, but they got to make a play.
42-yard line. Zolak play action rollout. Folston pressure.
There it is.
Intercepted.
There it is.
Derek Hoskins again. with the interception, moving up the left sideline, and now the Raiders are in business. Derek Hoskins, his second interception here in just the last few minutes. Look at those fans.
Here again, a rollout bootleg to the right side. Watch Hoskins, number 20. He was open. He was the only guy that was open on that pattern, too, wasn't he? Now they got to consider this, too. They don't have a field goal kicker. They got to get a touchdown. I wouldn't worry if, they got to get it in the end zone.
All right, ball resting on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Oakland. Jet wide right.
Look at it.
Foster and Hobbs wide left.
In the middle.
Evans to Jones, short gain. Calvin Jones catching the ball. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Again, a no huddle by the Raiders. Jones remains in there, the lone remaining back. Strictly a 3 wide out attack here by the Raiders in the last few minutes. Threw it behind Sean Foster. Now they'll get some substitutions in defensively. New England, they bring in an extra defensive back with 3:53 to go. Evans' numbers tonight impressive, 10 of 19. But he needs to hit something now on 3rd and 6. Incomplete. Broken up by Ty Law. He was trying to get the football to James Jett. And now the Raiders will be faced with a 4th down situation. Let me ask my two partners for guesses here as to what is about to happen.
Going to have a quarterback kick a field goal.
Look at that. They're going to let Hobart try a long one. Well, I didn't think they'd try a field goal from this far out. I wanted to let you call the play here, Darryl, but
I really think that they should have went for it on 4th down. I really believe that because I just think they're better off passing.
45-yard field goal attempt by Billy Joe Hobart. It is good! Do you believe it?
Isn't that something?
Jubilation among the silver and black. Look at the players running off the bench to mob Billy Joe Hobart. A 45-yard field goal by Hobart. You talk about clutch.
And you talk about a rope. Boy, that thing was looking like radar hooked up to that baby. That went right through there. Look at that.
He just tucked it inside that number. Look at who's getting the biggest kick of all. Jeff Jager loves it.
Well, there's a great illustration. They can relate to this during the course of the season. The great spirit and the feeling this team has always had about always being in the game, to hang in there tough, fight tough. You never know what's going to happen. They pull this one out and win the game.
Hank, this is great, but this is why it's so great to have the Raiders back. This is Raider football right here. And the 12th man on the field right now are these fans right here tonight.
Exactly right. Say they're very animated, very involved in this game, and the roar of the crowd does something special to players who are playing in this kind of a game.
This is a game of emotion, and they sure have it right now.
Billy Joe Hobart kicked that one through. He had about 10 yards to spare on that one as well. Now Hobart is going to kick this one deep rather than try to squib it. Down to the 15-yard line. It's Brown again. He's had some good returns, but he's going to be wrapped up by Eric Ball this time and Carl Kidd. Brought down at the 31-yard line. Now, keep in mind that there's still 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the ball game, and New England has all 3 timeouts remaining.
Enthusiasm, haven't they?
Raiders still utilizing that 4-man rush. Pass is complete, and Folston has to come from behind the play to make the tackle and to break up that pass play. Bringing down Will Moore. Moore, a guy who's played in the Canadian Football League for the last 3 years, catching passes from Doug Flutie in Calgary. James Trapp helping out on the play as well. Incomplete. Zolak trying to get something quick that time to the tight end, Jeff Wilner.
And if they blitz, they ought to blitz up the middle and make sure the quarterback sees the blitz coming, because he has a tendency to look at the blitzers instead of downfield.
And that sets up 2nd and 10 now for New England. Stirring comeback by the Raiders in the 4th quarter. They were down 24-7 in the 4th quarter. Here comes Andre Bruce, and down goes Zolak.
That's the 2nd time he's come through in a big play on a rush for a sack, Andre Bruce.
Raider defensive line breaking through, breaking up that play, Andre Bruce.
Watch him, number 99. He'll come into the picture right here. Look at this. There he is, wraps him up high. Brockton does a good job of coming from the other side to make sure he makes the tackle.
Now New England's in a tough spot. 3rd and 18 from the 37. Zolak's gonna, here comes James Trapp. Oh, it's another sack, corner blitz, and Trapp gets to him. And look at Trapp dance. Well, Trapp is one who definitely lets his emotion show on the field. We saw that last week when he received the lateral from Chester McLaughlin on that intercepted pass and took it in for a touchdown. Trapp last week with that big play. And this time on a corner blitz, Trapp comes in, makes the stop, and now New England must kick it away. Hobbs back deep to receive. There's the punt. Hobbs will call for a fair catch, 28-yard line. Raiders have the football and an opportunity perhaps to run out the clock. 2:14 to go. Daryl LaMonica has been with us. Daryl, we want to thank you very much for joining us here in the 4th quarter. It's been great seeing you and having you up here.
Thank you.
Good luck with all your duties expanded this year, helping in that marketing situation with the suites and with the Oakland Coliseum. And don't forget, those tickets are available tomorrow, right?
They are on all the Bass outlets. Our fans could get in for the San Diego game. So just great to have the Raiders back with a glove.
Daryl LaMonica, one of the great Raider names from the past, now reassociated with the silver and black.
You got to run outside here.
Here's Calvin Jones. He's going to run it inside.
Run outside and kill some time off the clock. Take as much time off the clock as you possibly can. Going east and west.
I don't think they'll let him get. No, they won't. They won't let him get down to the 2-minute warning. They stop it at 2:07. There's James Trapp.
I'm going to tell you another thing about this Raider team. Most teams in the league have 16 games, 8 of which they play at home, so they stay home. They got 8 rides away from home. The players win the game, and they play good. They're going to win the game.
All right, on 2nd down now. Here's Calvin Jones. Good hole. Raider offensive line opened up some running room for him. He's got a first down. That'll take it down to the 2-minute warning. Again, we thank you, Daryl LaMonica, for being with us. It's been great seeing you once again, and we'll see you throughout this season.
Always great to see you, Daryl.
Thank you.
Never forget those great years you had here. You were fabulous.
We had some great rivalry.
Yeah, thank you.
Raiders lead at 25-24. We'll be back with the exciting conclusion. First down for the Raiders in the run by Calvin Jones. 25-24. They lead New England. 2 minutes exactly to play in the ball game. Out of the I formation this time. Bender blocking for Jones. And on first down, it's another 5-yard pickup for Calvin Jones.
They're slamming in there good. All they have to do is move the chains.
Corwin Brown made the tackle as Bill Parcells looks on. Timeout called by New England.
It's timeout number 2. They got one more left, right?
I think it might be a good time now to think, or at least reflect a little bit on what you think of the Raiders preseason, regardless of the
developing to go, but I think they are very capable because I think they got the talent to be an outstanding team.
Again, the I formation. Jones Off left tackle this time. Short gain, 2 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 3. And New England will utilize its final timeout of the game. Calvin Jones has been very impressive during the course of the preseason. His 44 yards tonight brings him up to, I believe, 183 yards rushing, Hank, in the 4 games. One of the leading rushers in the AFC in the preseason.
Yeah, he's going to be a big league back in this league, I guarantee you. He shows you a lot of stuff.
Jones with the addition of Derek Fenner, Napoleon Kaufman, with Harvey Williams a starter from the get-go this year. Jet in motion. Jones again, straightforward. Close to, but I don't think he got the first down. Marty Moore made the tackle. It's going to be 4th down. They did not make it. Raiders will have Jeff Gossett punt it away and try to pin New England back deep in its own territory. Patriots, remember, have no timeouts remaining. The clock is running. Raiders will chew up as much time as they can here on the clock before Gossett kicks it away. Troy Brown is back deep to receive. Into the final 60 seconds of the preseason now. Kicks toward the sidelines, looking to pin him back very deep. Gossett is so expert at this. It's one of his great talents. 3-yard line. Gossett put it out of bounds.
If there's a better kicker in the league than Gossett, I don't know who in the world it'd be.
A 47-yard punt, brilliant punt, aiming for the coffin corner, and he found it. Smiles all around on the Raiders sideline. Derek Hoskins, don't forget tonight, 2 big interceptions for the Raiders defensively. 3 wide receivers for New England. Raiders keep a 4-man rush in there. Zolak under pressure, steps up. Has a completed pass out to the 13-yard line.
All you got to do now is just keep those receivers in front of the defensive backs. That's all you do, let them catch it, and then make sure you make the tackle. Knock out as much time off the clock as you possibly can. They spike the ball to stop the clock.
Zolak putting it right down immediately. That previous reception made by Will Moore, the guy we told you is out of the Canadian Football League. Guy not real fast, but expected to help this team because he's got great hands, can get open, and he can just hang on to that football. John Fox talking a mile a minute, signaling a mile a minute. Look at John, he's all over the place. 3rd and 1. Intercepted. Bruce Pickens, touchdown Raiders. The frosting is on the cake. '16-yard interception return. Bruce Pickens was laying for that one all the way.
Yeah, and that's a great illustration of the acquisition of talent. Say he's drafted #1 by Atlanta and been kicked around a little bit. Winds up here, he's going to make this team. The same with Gossett, the great kicker. He's been around, but Al Davis was able to recognize that talent, bring him in here, one of his players, and it goes on and on and on. It's endless, but that's what it's all about. It's about talent, and there's a great expression of that talent.
Billy Joe Hubert's point after touchdown is good. And the Raiders have moved out to an 8-point lead with 28 seconds to go at 32-24. Hank, where's that guy who said the preseason football, it can't be exciting?
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's sure exciting here in Oakland tonight, and it's a great win for the Raiders because of the way they won it. It gave a lot of young people a chance to get involved and helping win a game, you know. And the animation and the enthusiasm expressed by this team and the fan that was generated by the fans was very, very important for this team because they can relate to this as they go along during the course of the season.
There's Pickens' interception, 16 yards. Hank, in the 4th quarter, the Raiders have scored 25 points.
Well, there's a great illustration of the never say die, never give up attitude of this football team. It's always been their personality. You know, it's not over till it's over, and they've won so many games with this kind of a performance.
Hobart approaches the football. Now he squibs it. Out to the 35, up to the 40-yard line. Well, New England's going to have reasonable field position here to work with just 23 seconds remaining to go in the game. Jeff Wilner with the return. You know, you must remember that New England is only one touchdown behind, even though it's 32-24. Don't forget the two-point conversion.
Right.
A lot of smiles on the Raiders sideline. James Jett enjoying himself.
Well, they better make sure they hustle and make sure that they don't let him get close enough to try a field goal.
Zolak firing it up deep.
There it is.
Pickens defensively, knocking that one away. Kevin Lee hoping for a flag on that play. 17 seconds to go. 8-point, even though he hasn't taken a snap tonight. Pressed into emergency kicking duty when Jeff Jager was injured earlier in the game. Here's Zolak drilling that pass, incomplete. Dan Land and Morton on the coverage intended for Troy Brown. Oh, look at those Notre Dame guys together. The Fighting Irish has produced a couple of pretty good wide receivers there. Floyd Peters still coaching the heck out of this game. Defensive line coach for the Raiders. 3rd and 10. Big rush for Andre Bruce. Pass is complete.